Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to TechGig webinar series, our endeavor to empower techies. We believe that sharing of knowledge is the key to enhance our skills and grow us as professionals. With this principle in mind, we have initiated a series of webinars conducted by industry experts to give you all a crisp insight of various domains. The topic of today's webinar is Web Services SOAP WSDL. Our guest speaker today is Ms. Mandakini Kumari, Technical Lead at Photon Infotech. Mandakini Kumari is currently working as a technical lead for Photon Infotech. She has 9+ years of experience in design and implementation of large-scale web-based technology solutions in real estate, entertainment, and retail industries, about 5 years of a specialized focus in Drupal CMS. She is well acquainted with software development lifecycle. Mandakini is actively involved in promotion of open source software by participating in conferences, training and development. She completed her BTech in Electronics and Communications from Delhi College of Engineering. So without further delay, I introduce you all to a guest speaker, Ms. Mandakini Kumari. Over to you, Ms. Mandakini.
Going to talk about hello. Hi friends, good afternoon. Today I'm going to talk about web services. So in this session I'm going to talk about key points of web services, example, usage of web services. Then next is what is web services, different ways of web services, like we can achieve web services in different ways. So I will focus on SOAP and REST methods. Next we'll talk about SOAP versus REST. So when we should use SOAP and when we should use REST methods. And then finally we will talk about how to use REST and how to use SOAP using two APIs. One is Twitter and other is PayPal. So PayPal I will use for SOAP services and Twitter I will use for REST services. So let's start with uses of web services. Since we are talking about web services, first we should know why we should go for web services. I have taken few common uses, example e-commerce sites. So each e-commerce site must have payment gateway integration. So most of like PayPal or
I'm sorry to interrupt you, Mandakini. I'm sorry to interrupt you, Mandakini. Could you please be a little louder?
Okay,
Could you please
sure.
speak a little louder?
Thank you, Garima. Yes, sure, Garima. Is it fine?
Yeah, it's fine now. Thank you.
Hello.
Yeah.
Okay, Garima. So I'm talking about payment gateway integration for e-commerce site. So why we should go web services for e-commerce site and with payment gateway integration? Because past few years we were working in normal like do shopping on this our site and go to paypal.com and do payment. But how really it will help if we'll implement web services? So I have noted down few points, like if I will use web services for payment gateway, it will be really very fast, it will be reliable, and it will be very secure. Most important thing is user will not leave your site. Say I have my site, mysite.com, and I'm doing shopping on that site. I mean my customer doing shopping on my site. So they will do shopping, they will do payment on my site. They don't know what payment gateway I am using.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, Mandakini. Mandakini, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but your voice is low. Could you please speak a little louder? Or attendees are not able to hear you.
Sure. Okay. Is it okay now?
Please be close to mic.
Hello?
Yeah, now we can hear you.
Okay.
Please be loud.
Okay, Garima. Yeah. So I was talking about why we should use payment gateway with web services. these are the key features I can think of. It will be very fast, reliable, secure, and most important, user don't need to register on PayPal on ICITED.com, any of the site. So like if I'm doing a payment on, or if I want to book a ticket on railway reservation like irct.com, I feel 70% of chances if I am doing payment through net banking, 7% 70% that payment getting failed, because they are going to ICICI Bank and then do payment. In between coming back to my IRCT site, transaction get lost. So I paid the money, money has deducted from my account, but I don't have ticket. So I will pray every time that yes, oh God, this transaction must be get success, so that I will book my ticket. So this problem we can solve with web. If I will services on my site, I will not face these kind of problems. So this problem will solve the server administration very easily. IRCT is a big vendor, so they don't need to bother for customer. But in case of a small vendor, they need to care of the customer. So administration will be quite tough, like customer has paid, then PayPal will send you the mail, yes, this transaction is success, then you will go and log in as an administrator and then say, hey, make payment and deliver this product. So these kind of issue can be solved by the web services implementation.
Mandakini, I'm sorry to interrupt again.
How to do it?
Mandakini, I'm sorry to interrupt you again.
Yeah.
But you're not audible to the attendees. Could you please keep the mic close to your mouth?
Okay. Okay, I'm trying to. Okay, so now I will go a little bit technical how to do it. You can see my screen. This is a pay now button on my site. And so what this pay now button will do, if user will click on this pay now button, SOAP UI, SOAP API client will request, and it will go to PayPal server API, and it will go to main server core, and it will see that yes, authentication, everything is fine. Then immediately it will give a response and payment is success. So it's one go. So this is the goodness of web services. I will move to next, uses of web services. So next I consider Google Map. Like must know. So what we need to do, we have to make the car. So we collect all the parts what I need for my site, and I will make a perfect car. So this is like if I'm going to make real estate site or any other site, that new site, I can get information from other service provider like Google or Yahoo, and I can make a perfect site using their web services applications. Next, I taken a mass up that you can see my this uses of mass up of like mass up is a combination of data that can different source. Say I want to get data from Yahoo Shopping, Rediff Shopping, or some different site. I can make a site that give comparison website that okay, who is less costlier in this product. Say I have to buy one laptop, I can see I can get the data from different sites and compare it and say yes, this is the best product. So I can give the value to my customer instead of making again all the from beginning. So I can thought of these three major applications. There are lot of applications available in market, and you can use using web services. So now next is, what is web services? Web services is an interface to software, and you can develop using different, you can develop software using APIs. So I can say web services is vision of future internet, because you have lot of small parts, you can collect it and you can make a big car. So that's the goodness of web services. Web services work on platform of XML and HTTP. Web services is very much used in mobile application too. So I am owning a site and it's running well. Tomorrow if I want to go for mobile application, so I don't need to do any extra works. I can ask my mobile developer, hey, this is SDK or this is services of this site. You just use it and develop a mobile application. So this is the beauty of web services. Now, I will talk about architecture of web services. So you can see this is the client and this is a different format of data, JSON and RSS or whatever, travel on HTTP and go in WSDL format or WADL format and reach to web services. So today I will talk about two major web services used in these days, that's SOAP and REST. So first is, what is SOAP? SOAP is a simple based protocol and it exchanges data between two websites. So, and to develop web application using SOAP, you have to register on UDDI and that data transmission goes to the WSDL format. SOAP is a bit complicated and it widely used in enterprise application or the system, what is a legacy system. Say in case of PayPal, we should use SOAP because we are hitting the services again and again. Like if payment in between, we can say, hey, retry it, so that it's not chances of failure. They are trying 2 times, 3 times. Okay, if still some problem, then they can say fail, but they are trying 2-3 times. So this is the architecture of SOAP. So you can see it here. I have a site. I will do service request from here. It will go to web services, SOAP method, and then this is service provider, server provider, you can say. And if success or failure, I can get it from this way. And this is the service broker where you have to register your service. So that's called UDDI. Now next is I will go a little bit detail about SOAP building block, and we'll talk about SOAP building block and how it works and what are the key element of this block. Okay, so you can see on top of this is a SOAP envelope. Then below that we have SOAP header block, and there are a lot of header blocks, and then SOAP body, and within this we can have fault messages. So we'll talk about detail how is it. I have taken one scenario where this is a SOAP request envelope first top, and below that we have header body. So in header I have taken one scenario where we communicate with PayPal. So I used to give username, password, signature and subject. Below that there is a other data element that I put on body. So that's a real example how SOAP elements data is there. So this is the first, you can see SOAP element envelope, and this, so these, can I move? So, sorry. Okay, so there are few parameters we must have to be aware what should use, what should not use. So like in case of soap parameters, this is soap envelope. We have to have this parameter, and soap encoding, we have to have this parameter in your soap envelope. And then this is encoding style. It give you that what will be the uh, type of the document type. So I have taken same scenarios like soap header element of eBay or PayPal.com. You can see here I have username, password, signature in header. So as you seen, first I have first envelope here, then next I have within envelope I have header, and within that I have body. So including all three, it becomes final. This is the format, actual format of the SOAP block. So in this way we can build data and we can build a request. So this is the request. So I make a request to get laptop price from ebay.com. For that my site must have authentication of username, password that should go in header. Next, so if I requested price of laptop, PayPal will give me response in this way. So you can see price. So this is the $900 of the price of the laptop. So this is the complete cycle of how SOAP data goes and how it request and response works. So this I have taken as a PHP code server, how code we can write in PHP. And this is a response like client side. This one is for SOAP server side, and this is for client. So before moving next, I will go a little bit more detail in how example we can have it. So I will take you one small example in web services how to write in SOAP. Say I made one file. Sorry, it's taking time to load. You can see I have to I this line. Now line I have to have. So if you'll see this file, I have one SOAP server where I have WSDL file, and I call that I created one file, I mean client, and this is the I call it, and I got it. So like data comes this way. So the output of the script is this. It gives data in form of object or array. So this is the data of code. So what is there? I have done, so I'm the client now, and I have done simply 2-line coding, and I got the all details what have on other server. So you can see I call WSDL file and get, I'm printing request and response from that WSDL file. And let's have a look of code. Here I have library.stl. This library.wstl file library and class. So client don't bother about things on server. They okay, what they got in WSDL, what is the, they can provide input and what is the output, they will get it. You can use available in market. So one of most useful tools is SOAP UI. So I have created one demo for the same request and response that I have shown you just now. So this, you can see that I have this request I'm putting from here, and this is the response I'm getting from here. This is the library.php. You can see this is
I'm sorry to interrupt you, Mandakini. I'm sorry to interrupt in between, but attendees are not able to hear you.
PS1 server.
Your voice is breaking and it's
Hello.
slow. Please speak something.
Hello.
Please keep the
Hello.
mouth. Yeah, please keep the mouthpiece near to your mouth. Yeah. Okay, we can start now.
Hello. Is it fine?
It's fine now, but please keep the mouthpiece near to your mouth, right?
Okay.
Thank you. Please start.
Okay. So I was talking about SOAP UI, that how really it will make life easy while writing SOAP services. So I'm writing, you can see I can change data like TTT and execute this. So there is no data available for this input. So I can test it whether my services is okay or not. I can again run this test, and there is data for it. So you can see it here. So I can input what I am going to enter, and I can see the output. So this is the tool you can use for SOAP and REST both. It's quite easy to just one project and just so I have two requests here. One is, and one is, you can just launch editor. You can see it. Now name is empty and put PHP. So I can it go the code but it's easy and it is
Mandakini, are you there? Your voice is breaking. We can't hear you.
Library. Hello.
Mandakini, your voice breaks in between. We can't hear you.
Hello.
Your voice.
Okay.
Can
you hear me?
I can hear you now, but your voice is breaking in between, so we can't hear you.
Hello.
Now you're audible.
Okay. Okay, okay, I will keep it louder. Okay, so just I was talking about the WSDL file. So you can see it. This is communicating with library.php and library. If you they are loading all the class and calling to functions here for different parts. So now the service in your case as a provider, service provider, or as a client. So I want to
Mandakini, you there? Mandakini, are you there?
okay. So
Mandakini,
PHP
I think there's a problem with your internet connection.
PHP
There's a
most
Mandakini,
easy and
Mandakini.
good for the developer. It's RESTful Web Services.
Yeah, Mandakini,
Yes.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I think there's a
Hello.
problem with your internet connection. Your voice is not coming clear. It's breaking in between. Could you please check your internet connection?
Okay. It's fine. I can't find it. There is no problem. How could you test it? Hello. Hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah, I can
Can you
hear.
hear me?
I can hear you, but your voice is breaking in
Hello.
between. I can hear you now, but your voice is breaking in between. Please check
Okay.
your internet connection.
Sorry.
Please check your internet connection.
Hello. Garima, it's fine. I can't find any problem in the internet connection.
No, because the voice is breaking. Your voice is low. It's breaking in between. It's cutting. Okay, please
Okay.
speak. Please start the webinar now.
Do you start or let's continue it?
No. Let's continue. Let's continue.
Hello.
Please continue.
Do you start or? Okay. 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 So next is the most beautiful web services. That's RESTful Web Services. I'm going to talk. This is very easy for developer to develop. It's great and clean and robust web services. It's quite fast, and good thing of this is it allows you different data formats. So this is the architecture of REST service. You can see it here. I have HTTP client, then awareness client. They hit to HTTP, and there are different methods I have in REST. That's get, post, put, and delete. And then next is it goes to SSL or HTTP authentication, and finally it reaches to HTTP server. So this is the complete of REST services. This is stateless. We call it as a stateless web services too. So next slide, we are talking about different method of web services. So post means you have to create, like when you are going insert in your database, you can use post, or read is simply get select data from that like if I'm going to get result of my friend list in Facebook, I will use get. And if I'm going to update my tweet, insert my tweet, I can use post or update. And delete is delete a record. And so these are the format XML data strings, we have HTML, PHP, and CSS data. So this is the goodness of REST API, REST services API. You can use different data type. Now how to achieve it? So there are different methods to interact with REST, like file get content. Next is curl, and simple XML method. So these are the different methods to interact with REST services. You can make library on top of curl or simple XML, and it's quite handy to use it. There are few simple I have taken with reference of Twitter, and you can see this. So I have used file get content, and simply I can write one line code file get content and that URL, you can get the result. But in case if you need authentication, if you need to get data from authenticated site, in that case you can use file get content, but you have to give username and password. In my case I have taken admin and password is 1234, and you can get data from the Twitter or any of the service providers. Next, you can see I'm using get method of REST curl. So see curl init and user from Twitter. So simply you can write that curl init method and maybe few more line of data. I have written very simple to understand, simplified few more data for security purpose, and execute this command. It will get the result of users from twitter.com. So this is also one of the method of REST. You delete and it delete the record. So next we are going to talk about SOAP versus REST. That's the key thing. Why should we use SOAP and when we should use SOAP? Why we should use REST and when we should REST? So like creating client, developing and documentation as we talk, it's quite easy in than SOAP. You can do very easily coding in SOAP because you don't need to much know about the SOAP server side. You just think of XML data and it's parsing the XML data or JSON data, just how to get parsed. So there are few methods simply you can achieve it. But in SOAP you have to understand what are the methods supported by the service provider. So REST permit different, and second thing is, as we talk, SOAP only permit XML data, but REST permit 6 to 7 type of data. And JSON is a really faster and very compact data. REST is better than SOAP in the sense of data format, easy documentation, and data handling speed. Next is SOAP allow you to catch the data. Sorry, REST allow you to cache the data, but in case of SOAP, it's quite difficult. Performance and scalability of REST is quite good. Then next is go for SOAP. What's goodness in SOAP? Because till now we have seen goodness of REST. Now let's talk about goodness of SOAP. SOAP is a quite robust, and it supports SSL and WS security, which give more enterprise security. In case if need ACIT transaction over service, then you have to have SOAP method. REST don't support ACIT transaction, and it's not REST is not compliant of AICP. Third one and last one, but it's really important, that reliability message. It's in REST you don't have don't have like, if first try is went wrong, you don't have any failure message, or you can't retry. But in case of SOAP, you can retry it. You have in between what is happening and what is getting fail and why it's getting fail. You have trackability in case of SOAP. So the scenario when they have to have used SOAP and that kind of robust system, so that they can retry the payment. So that's the 3 key point we can think of SOAP method. That's really, if you are going to use the robust system, legacy system, and the system where really transaction is important, SOAP. So in summary, I can say SOAP is really useful and important. For instance, I'm writing an iPhone application or Android application to interface my bank. I would definitely use SOAP. All 3 features above are required for banking transaction. For example, if money transaction transferring from one account to other, I would need to certain that it should it. So that's the key feature. If getting failure, they should retry it again. So that's the key thing of using SOAP. And REST is quite easy to use, and it's fast, and it's expandable. I mean, performance is very good. So that's it, Garima. Thanks.
All right. Now we'll take
Hello.
up the yes. Hi, Mandakini. Now
Hello.
we'll take up the questions. Please check your chat pane.
Yeah, sure.
I've posted the questions there. You can read out the questions and the answers.
I can't see questions, Garima. Hello.
Chat pane.
Hello.
I've assigned more than 10 questions to you. Could you please answer them?
I can't see, Garima.
Please check your chat pane. Can you please undock pane?
Undock.
Please undock the pane.
I can see chat. Undock pane. Okay. Yeah, I can't see. I can see access code, and I can see hi all. You ask your questions now. Hi all, you can ask questions now, but I can't see next. Hello, Garima. Hello.
Questions. Please answer to them, right? The first question is, how can I verify request services configuration path by using SOAP UI tester? The question is, how can I verify request services configuration path by
Yeah.
using of SOAP UI tester?
SOAP UI tester.
Yeah.
You mean service SOAP UI?
The question has
Okay,
come from
you can
Dinesh Ram,
when you are going. Okay,
right?
hi Dinesh. Okay, what you have to do when you're going to create project, you have WSDL file. Hello, hello.
Please go ahead with the answer. The question has come from Dinesh Ram, and the question is, how can I verify request services configuration path by
Okay,
using of SOAP UI tester? Can you hear me?
yeah, how can I verify request service configuration path by, yeah, now I can read the questions, Garima.
Okay, you see the questions
How
now?
can I verify request services configuration path by using, yes, I can see, it's not in chat, it's in questions. How can I verify request services by using SOAP? There are two ways. One is you can find the WSDL file. Second, when you are going to create project, that time you have to enter the path and you have to have correct path of your request services, Dinesh. So either you have to take from WSDL file, you have to see it, or while creating the project, you have to give cut path. Next question is, why we will use SOAP with respect to REST? Because REST is faster than SOAP. Garima,
Yeah.
hello.
Yeah, please go ahead with the answer.
Yeah, so next I'm taking up of, sorry.
Please go ahead with the answer.
Okay, so I'm going with second questions. Why we will use SOAP with respect to REST? Because REST is faster than SOAP. You are correct, Viraj. It's faster. REST is faster than SOAP. But as we discuss, system where we need legacy, especially in case of banking transaction, we need REST because it's more secure and it give retry of your transaction. In case of REST, it won't retry. Either it will fail or pass. It won't try to make it of SOAP. It will try at least 2-3 times to make payment success. So that's the goodness of SOAP. I'll take one next question. How authentication is being done? Authentication, as we discussed, we are passing all information in header in case of SOAP, and in case of REST we are passing along with get or post method. There is parameter of curl. You can pass username, password, certificate, and signature of the for authentication that's provided by the service provider, example PayPal or Twitter. I'll take third questions that's asked by Nisa. So what is the use of HTTP protocol over SOAP protocol? In fact, we are using SOAP protocol top of the HTTP. So has SOAP data getting transferred with help of HTTP plus XML. That's called SOAP. I will take next question asked by ours. Is there any public service broker or UID which we can use? There are a lot of public broker that you can use it. You need to find it. Next is, what is encoding format used in header? So you can in SOAP WS we used as a stub. Hello. Hello.
Please take other questions.
Next question came from Sagar. Any specific? Hello.
Yeah, please take up the next question.
Hello.
I can hear you,
Yeah.
Mandakini. Please take up the next
Next
question.
question came from Sagar. Okay. Okay. Next question came from any brand it's called as a soap. What full name of soap? Yes. This, next question is soap works even for HTTPS. Yes, it will work for disconnect asked by Sriram. So Sriram, you can use SOAP UI for HTTP as well as HTTPS. Why REST is stateless? We don't say that okay, this state is, you can have stateless or with state, but we are using a stateless as a stateless protocol. Next, asked by Prasad. Ma'am, for messaging credit, what type of web service we suggest? For managing credit, I'm not sure about questions. What does mean managing credit? I'm not sure what I'm talking, so I can't suggest. Next question asked by Atul. Can you please explain how you executed the code using SOAP UI by giving PHP URL? Atul, I have given not PHP URL, I given my server URL, and I used through my server URL having the WSDL file, and that WSDL file getting executed. So there are two ways you can do it. You can have, you have WSDL file that you have to execute it, and in this WSDL file you have a URL where you have a server detail. Next question asked by Srinivasan. Is SOAP UI is a generic tool? Can we also use Visual Studio? Srinivasan, SOAP UI is a platform independent, and it's no way link with what platform you are using, either Visual Studio or PHP or .NET or any. You can use it. This is linked with XML and HTTP protocol. So it's common for all programming language. Next is Vijay Yadav. Can one RESTful web services be client to another RESTful services for performing business operation? Can one RESTful web services be a client to another RESTful web services? Questions is not clear. Can one? Looks like you are asking. You can make web services, web server using RESTful services, and you can make clients using web services. So you can make REST as, you can make server as well as client using RESTful web services.
Mandakini?
For managing credit. Yes. For managing credit of a customer of services, what type of Prasad, we should go for REST, because here we don't need much sophisticated system and legacy system, so you can use REST. Next question came from Vijay Yadav. Is it mandatory to use HTTP protocol for performing CURD operation by REST-based web? Yes, for either in case of REST or so we have to have HTTP. Using HTTP protocol only we can have services in case of REST and SOAP both.
Are we done with the questions?
Yes, all has. Hello, Garima.
Yeah, are we done with the questions? Mandakini, there are a few more questions. Can you please answer them?
Yes. Okay, next is how to use REST to connect the Twitter web services. You can use using curl method. It's quite easy and 5 to 6 line coding. Using that coding you can connect Twitter web services. Next question is asked by Patsa. Ruby on Rails provide easy way for CURD operations. So why SOAP REST? I'm not sure about Ruby on Rails, so I will not answer of this question. But yes, I can say web services is it's not platform dependent. So that's the beauty of web. You can communicate on the two applications that run on different platform, different operating system, and different language. So that's the beauty of web services, and there is no limitation that you are writing code in Java or writing code in PHP or writing code in Ruby on Rails. So using web services, you can connect two kind of applications, two different platform, two different language applications, and make great applications. So I'm sorry, Prasad, I'm not sure how great and what kind of things Ruby on Rails provides. Next question I will take Sankar. Hi, is there any way pass you define object to SOAP web services? No, you have to take their data, you have to take their defined format data. You can't pass, you can pass few arguments, like if you have to log in on Twitter, you can pass username and password of your request, but you can't give user defined object to them. Next question is from Raminwa. How we can create a WSDL file or software? You can create WSDL file using SOAP UI. That's the easiest way I can think of.
The questions, Mandakini? Can you hear me?
Hello.
Yeah. Are we done with the questions?
Yes.
All right. Thank you so much for the session on web services SOAP WSDL. I would also like to thank
Thank you
all our
very much. Thanks
all
a
right.
lot.
I would also like to thank all our participants for their support in making this webinar a success.
Thanks to all participants who asks.
The recording of the webinar will be available on techgeek.com by
Thank you,
tomorrow.
Garima, and thanks all participants who.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Garima.
Okay.